Hi, I'm Dr. Brittany Tausen, and I bet that you did not know that social psychology can help you to understand why it is so hard to take a good selfie. Now let me explain what I mean. There are decades of social psychological research that have established what they refer to as a mere exposure effect. The essence of this mere exposure effect is that the more familiar we are with something, the more we like it. Now, what does this have to do with why it is so hard to take a good selfie? I'm going to ask you to walk through a demonstration with me so that we can see how this works together. So if you'll go ahead and grab your phone with me and turn it on selfie mode, we're going to take a picture in a very particular way. I'm going to ask you to hold your phone up, and as you're doing so, to place your left hand on the left-hand side of your face. And so get ready to take the photo and just notice what you're seeing in the image. You should be seeing, like I'm seeing, your left hand on the left side of your face, almost like you're looking right at yourself in a mirror. And then you can take your picture. Now I want you to go ahead and pull up that picture and see if there's anything weird about what you're seeing. Now, if your phone is doing what my phone is doing, you'll notice that the picture is all of a sudden reversed. What was appearing on the left-hand side of my screen is now on the right-hand side of my screen. I see my hand, my left hand on my left cheek, but it's appearing on the right-hand side. And so if you've ever had this experience where you're getting ready to take a selfie and you're like, yeah, okay, I think that's all right, and you take the picture and everything seems to kind of fall apart, it's because you're not actually seeing the exact same image that you were thinking about or looking at when you were getting ready to take the photo. You're getting the reversed image. And so with that, we have less exposure to that reversed image, and it's less familiar to us. The other kind of additional component of this, why that reversed image looks less familiar to us, is because our faces are not perfectly symmetrical. If they were perfectly symmetrical, then a reversed image would look identical. You wouldn't be able to tell it apart. But because we all have these pronounced asymmetries in our faces, when the image gets flipped or reversed, we're almost seeing a slightly different face, one in an orientation that we're not familiar with. And so because of this kind of asymmetry in our faces and the lack of exposure we have to seeing our faces in these orientations, we tend to like our selfies less because we're not used to seeing our faces that way. Now, where this gets really super weird is when you start to realize that the way everybody else views you in the world is consistent with the photo you get at the end. As I'm holding my left hand up to the left side of my face, you all are seeing it on the right-hand side of the screen. The orientation of my face that I see when I look at the selfie after I've taken it is consistent with what you've been seeing of me all along. And so when I take this picture and then it gets reversed, even though I like it less because it's less familiar, you're likely to like it even more because it's the orientation of my face you're most regularly exposed to. Walking through this demonstration with my social psychology students, I had one student say to me, "That is so bizarre. I have always mirror imaged my photos before I posted them on social media, but I never had any idea why." And she was starting to put the pieces of the puzzle together, that the mirror exposure effect, her familiarity to that orientation of her face, in combination with the asymmetries in her face, are the reason why she liked that reversed image better. And so I hope this helps you to understand a little bit of the science behind why it's so hard to take a good selfie